Okay, so I've set up for a game of Escape the Dark Sector. Now I'm going to have a bit of a play through it. I'm not going to read out all the lore on all the cards because that's part of the interesting part of the game is the story narrative. But I'll just go through some turns and give you an idea of the way that the game plays and the kind of main mechanisms as we go through it. Maybe I'll do a couple of chapter cards, see how we go. See if I don't die. Now I'm just looking for my pen because I probably need that if I take any damage. So I've got some lore. It says we escape, and sometimes it's got some particular instructions. Put an additional Act 3 card at random on top of the boss card now. Well, that's unhelpful. I'm going to dig back into the box. Dig it out random, Act 3. So Act 3 just went from 4 cards to 5 cards. To make this adventure just a little bit more difficult. For each crew member, draw a starting weapon card and an item card. Okay, so that's a bit of balance. I haven't had this starting card before, so that's quite nice. So we get a weapon. I'm going to draw a slug thrower, katana, and a ray gun for Abbott because I like a bit of balance in my weaponry. And you get an ammo token for each. So I get your ammo token tells you how many ammo it can take, and fully loaded, we are good to go. And we get an item card each. So draw an item card, rusty pipe, which will get me a reroll, and Abbott, yeah, now well, this is tricky. Well, it's not so tricky. You have 4 slots for items, and anything that's landscape takes up 2 slots. So I've just picked up a battle rifle, which is a landscape card, so I either throw out my cybernetic enhancement or I throw out my ray gun, which I've just picked up. I could swap it, but Tanner's blocked as well. I might do that actually. I might discard the rusty pipe and go with the ray gun because I do like ranged combat. And 2 ammo. So now both of them have got full slots, and we turn over the first chapter. So model creature locked away. Blah 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 blah. Gather. I draw an item card. Okay, so that was chapter 1's usually a lot nicer than chapter 2 or 3. Okay, so this is a bladed close combat weapon, which I'm going to discard. I don't know, it's tempting to keep this and throw out the little guns. This one allows you can reduce 2 at a time. But it's handy to have ranged weapons as well. So here we go. I'm going to discard that. Next chapter. Okay, so this is our first Greebly. The first thing we've got to do is you pick out chapter dice that match the chapter. So it's got 2 fight, 1 cunning, 1 wisdom, and then you roll 2 dice, or the number of players you've got, and I'm running with 2 characters. So I roll those, and I get 2 more might. So those are the 6 dice I'm going to have to remove to beat this chapter. If I do beat this chapter, I get 3 items. This creature takes 1 damage from projectile, 2 damage from energy, and 2 damage from explosives. So that's good to know. But when it attacks full range for 1 and close combat for 1. So I might as well attack it at range. When an encounter starts, you die for cover, and then you decide what you're going to do. I'm going to go with ranged combat. No surprise there. Tanner was my lead for this chapter. So pick a weapon. I'm going to pick my energy weapon. You pick your ammo. You pick a hit dice. You give it a roll. Okay, so I got 1 energy, which is great, and an energy does 2 damage, so I can get rid of 2 dice from the chapter, any 2 dice, because it's ranged combat. But I took a hit, and so the robot does 1 damage, so I mark that off on my hit point. 1 damage to the Tanner. Abbott's going to go all out. I thought they were energy, but they're not. They are actually projectiles. And he will also take hit dice. The hit dice is the critter, in this case the security drone's fighting back. We've got 1 miss, and we've got 1 weapon jam. I'll look that up actually. I haven't had a weapon jam for a while. I'm pretty sure. It says for weapon jam, dice special symbols. If you roll the symbol, your symbol is jammed. None of the other ammo counts. Oh, you keep all your ammo. Okay, well that's kind of handy. My weapon jam didn't fire, so I didn't lose any of my ammo, but I still got hit in the drones firing back, so they did 1 damage. So in the scope of things, that wasn't too bad. That's the end of the round. So what we're going to do next round, we've still got weapons. I'm going to do a reload with Tanner. So she's going to duck and cover. And I can do that because Abbott's going to shoot. So I'm going to do that now. So I'm going to reload my ray gun. That's her action. Tanner is going to fire. Take a damage dice. He gets weapon jam, so nothing hits. And he gets counterattacked for another hit point loss. Next round, Tanner's going to fire with her ray gun and get, didn't get hit, which is good. Hit with a ray gun, which takes 2 chapters. I think we're going to take the cunning. That's where those gone. Abbott is going to fire his battle rifle again. Can he jam it 3 times out of 3 times? No, even better. He didn't get counterattacked. He gets a super 1 that counts as 2. He did a 3rd, so he basically does 3 hits, which vanquishes the chapter, which is handy. And then we get to draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shock prod, close combat. Maybe we've got no ammo. I could reload next round. I'm going to throw that out. I'm going to get rid of the cybernetics, and I'm going to install those 2, because then I've got some rations and some sims. And sims allow you to change your dice to cunning, which could be quite handy. That chapter's done, and we flip over the next one. Another quiet one. Okay, so this is a dark corridor. I've got to nominate a crew to navigate it in the crawl space. They must roll 2 wisdom in 3 attempts. So my best wisdom is Tanner. So I've got 3 attempts to roll 2 wisdom. So that's nothing. 1. That's nothing. And if I don't get 2 wisdom this time, 1 wisdom. So that's a fail. After each roll, all other crew members lose 1 hit point from claustrophobic. Okay, so you would have lost. Should have read that. So went through 1, 2, 3. Yeah. If the total has not been reached by the 3 attempts, the correct route is found by chance and all emerge exhausted, shaken, and forever haunted. Okay, so if she didn't make the rolls, he takes the damage. Oh, there's another one. As a group, choose one option. Do we want to go for security deposit boxes? Do we want to move on? Or nominate someone to hack the terminals to open the boxes? We're using wisdom. If we succeed, we draw a card. Or we hacker loses 2 hit points. I'm pretty much okay for equipment. So I'm going to move on. And now we've got chapter 2. So I'll do one more card of chapter 2. Or not. This looks like an easy one. Chapter 2. Getting all confused. The other members of the crew. So I'm having Tanner still my lead. You interrupt a smuggler. She tosses a grenade. It detonates, impact showering you with mind-altering toxins. Must all roll the crew dice. Any that do not block lose 2 hit points. So you block as a shield. So the other crew members, so that'll be Abbott. Didn't block, so he will lose 2. He's not looking too good. Any that do block defend themselves. Oh, that didn't happen. You realise Ace left something behind, draw an item card. And we get a force field. Lose any amount of hit points, discard to lose none. Oh, I think I'll get rid of mine. I'm actually going to burn that. Restore 1 hit point. Okay, chapter 2. I have to do one more card. I want to get Greebly, and here we go. Okay. Intriguing noble flanked by guards. Reveal 3 item cards. Ooh, rocket launcher. Pills. Chrono bomb. Then we need the trade. Discard any 2 items to take 1 of the revealed cards. Refuse the trade and begin combat. And then keep all 3. That's quite good actually. I'm going to discard these 2 and get myself in trade a rocket launcher, which has explosive ammo. Where's my explosive ammo? Boom. Okay. I'm pretty sure I can reload between chapters as well, if I remember rightly. Do it before I cheat. First combat, into flank, into round, combat actions, ending combat, after combat between chapters. Use items in inventory exchange, take a reload action once. Okay, so I can reload between chapters, which I have been doing. Which I've been quite lucky because I haven't been into combat, so I will have reloaded this end of this chapter. Maybe do one more, because I'm still ticking along. A laboratory full of experimental technology. Each member of the crew must try to roll might in 1 attempt. Okay. So let's try Tanner. Might, succeeded, you exit, and that's all right. Abbott, ooh, 2 wisdom, failure, you lose 1 hit point or decide an item. Oh, then try again. Use 1 hit point. I'm not losing an item. Let's try again. 2 might. Good to go. Crunching through chapter 2. Ooh, okay. Ugly Buglies. Lizard men. We can either attack them or intimidate them. Get one crewman to speak their language using wisdom rolls. Wisdom. We got quite good wisdom. Got Tanner. What do we have to do? Rolling wisdom in 1 attempt. Try and convince them. In the box, please. Here we go, double wisdom. They obey, they release the man, and I draw an item card. Ho, 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 ho. Battery cannon. You know what? I'm going to throw out my combat protocol and I'm going to gear up. Because this has got 3. And for some reason I feel that chapter 3 is going to be harder than chapter 2. And I'll carry on. Ooh, chapter 3. I've never got to chapter 3 before. Alien pounces in the darkness. You must run a cunning. So whenever it's you, it's the first character that you picked, and I'm always picking Tanner because she's okay. You must run a cunning in 1 attempt. Which is a bit of a shame because that would have been handy to have the stims. Cunning. Boom. There we go. Cunning. Don't have to lose 2 hit points. As a group, choose 1 option. Attack, take it down, close contact. Evade. Not a huge fan of close combat. You know, I'm just going to take the hit. It's only 1 hit point. Carrying on chapter 3. What have we got here? Screaming from a stim freak. As a group, choose 1 option. Looks like we're doing close combat. So you can have a choice now. We either go head on, but we'll take 2 damage each time he attacks us, or we take more attacks, but we're only going to lose 1 at a time. And that's kind of tricky because I don't have any close combat weapons. I'm going to go the easy option. And see how that goes. 2, 3, and there's a player, so we've got 2. Wisdom and a close combat, so we have to roll those now on our character dice. Where's my other character dice? So we begin close combat. And I think, well, I'm going to activate the medical drone. No, he's not. He's got a force field. He'll be fine. Okay. So close combat. I'll have to look that one up too. It's been a while. I've been shooting things quite aggressively most of the game. All members choose 1 action and then close combat. Attack. Oh yeah, that's right. You just roll your dice and you get what you get. And if you get a shield, you defend. If you don't, you take the damage. So we went the harder option. And we got 1 of those. So I can get rid of the chapter of wisdom. But I'm going to take 2 damage. Lieutenant Abbott is going to roll a wisdom. No wisdom to get rid of, but if he uses his speed stims, I can change a roll to cunning. So I'll burn that, and that will get rid of the cunning. And then he will take 2 damage. Tanner does a wisdom, which is worthless, takes 2 damage. Abbott does a might, and he'll burn his force shield so he doesn't get hit again. Next turn, I think Abbott's going to go into the medical drone. Tanner's going to have a go. Disaster. 2 wisdom, which doesn't help with the chapters, but she does a shield, so she defends. Abbott is using the medical drone, so he gains 1 hit point. And then the drone is recharging for the rest of the chapter. So we're back to Tanner. Does a might. That takes 2 damage. And then Abbott doesn't attack the chapter, but he's a shield, so he defends, so he's fine. Tanner does nothing, takes 2 damage. And this could be all over fairly quickly. 1 character dies and it's all over. Abbott steps up and does a might, but still takes 2 damage. Actually, I'm not sure on that. No, combat ends. He's dead. Yes, well done, Abbott. And we get an item. And I guess that's my pulse rifle, which I will stick in Abbott because he's got a free slot. So we're pretty much gunned up for ranged combat now. And next chapter. Ooh, that's pretty. A discarded shipping container starts to ooze. You must make a running call one attempt. So that will be Tanner. Cunning. This could be the end. Wisdom roll. So I failed. I lose 2 hit points. And I'm on 2. So Tanner died. And because one he died, that's game over. So, shame really, because we were geared up pretty nicely. But all guns, nothing to change the roll, failed it, 0 hit points, didn't escape. We will read our failure card. Mission failed. Your adventure ends here. There you go, I wasn't expected to do a full playthrough, but I did, and I lost. So again, careful using the drone recharging would have helped, maybe getting some more health things, but that close combat really killed me. So maybe getting rid of my cybernetic enhancements was not the best thing to do. Anyway, that is playthrough of Escape the Dark Sector.